We're gonna have a lot of videos of us in the same shit.
I know.
Okay, quick update. We are 3 months, honestly, 3 months into, 2.5 months into this. 2.5 months into this, and I've stalled out for the last 2 weeks at 175, essentially. 174, if you look at my, I'm stalled out at 174, 18%, 18.4, 18.3% body fat. My abdomen fat is still there.
Yeah.
My flesh turtleneck is still there. I've increased by 1% in muscle mass.
That's good.
Yeah, but it's a little frustrating because this week, what was your, so 2 weeks ago, we were like, let's do a deload week. We did.
Yeah, we did a little bit of a deload week, and we cut down on your calories a bit because you have lost a good amount of weight, so the requirements are a little bit less.
Yeah.
And we thought, or I thought that would help kind of break through that plateau a little bit.
Yeah.
But
So
it has not.
we're in a situation where my body is adapting to everything. Which is normal.
Yeah.
Is that your body will adapt to anything that you give it for a longer period of time. It's an amazing organism. It's going to adapt to be more efficient, which is
Correct.
what it's doing right now.
Yes, and whenever you're dealing with someone and their nutrition and their goals, it's always an N=1 experiment. Everyone's different. And so there are trends and things you see generally across the board, but I'm always working with people in an individualized setting where I might have to make modifications based on what we're seeing.
Yeah, and this is why it's important to have open communication with your trainer, right?
Yeah.
Because I was like, dude, 2 weeks ago, I was like, dude, everything has been the same. Now we're 2 weeks the same, so we obviously need to change something, which give the people, I mean, I can tell you, I'm probably eating anywhere between 1,200 to 1,300 calories a
Yeah,
day.
so what I think has happened, and we talked about this morning, is we're probably under eating a little bit now.
Yeah,
And your numbers have all continued to go up.
yeah.
Like you're lifting heavier, you're putting
Right.
forth more effort in your workouts. So now we need to start looking at ramping up your carbohydrate intake to match that energy requirement.
Yeah, which is weird, right? Because it's not it's not conventional wisdom to go from, okay, I'm jacking up my protein intake, and then all of a sudden you're saying, well, let's decrease my protein intake and increase your carb
Correct.
intake, which is odd. Like, why are we doing that?
Yeah, so what I'm looking at is your general ability to perform the workouts without feeling like death.
Yeah.
And then I'm also seeing a little bit of like a plateau in retention. So when I usually see this with people, I play around with slowly increasing. You don't want to do it all at once.
Yeah.
But every 3 to 4 days, increasing carbohydrate by somewhere between like 20 and 30 grams.
Yeah.
So at the end of the next 2 weeks, you'll be about 100 grams higher, but I want to see how your body responds to the increase in carbohydrate.
Carbohydrates.
Because you've probably become a little bit more adaptable to, or rather the better word is efficient.
Yeah.
So usually when I see people that are carrying body fat, it tends to mean that their efficiency at utilizing carbohydrate for energy has gotten worse.
So let me ask you a few questions, and maybe this is just like kind of more myth busting around nutrition. There was this diet that was going around where, I forget who it was. It was definitely a YouTuber at some sort. It wasn't Liver King. It could have been Liver King, which I would love to have a healthy dose of fucking steroids every fucking day. But where, I don't know who it was, but he was like, look, do the 90 or 80-20 rule, which is like, go low caloric intake, lower caloric intake, and then on your Sunday, go fucking ham and eat crazy.
Refeeding.
Yeah,
Refeeding,
and-
carb cycling, it's not been studied enough, but
Right.
it's definitely something that we
So
do.
does that like, because the philosophy of that, or the science behind that was like your body is getting very adjusted or adaptable to the low caloric intake, and then when you fucking shoot it high with high calories, high fat, all this shit, it fucking like jumpstarts your body and then jumpstarts your metabolism.
Yeah.
Is there any truth to that?
Um,
Because I really want a Sunday where I can like eat whatever the fuck I want.
there is some truth to that.
All
would
I heard
say
was
it's-
I could fucking rock pizza on Sundays. Let's fucking
it
go.
depends on your workouts and how intensely you're training, and it also depends on the amount of time that you've been at a certain leanness. The
Yeah.
leaner you are, the more efficient you are at handling carbohydrate.
Right.
Storing, releasing.
Right.
So now that you've gotten a little leaner, you've built some more muscle mass,
Right.
and we've been operating at a low carb for a while.
Yeah.
What I think is your body's a little stingy on wanting to release some of that extra energy on your body. So we're going to try to give it a little bit more muscle glycogen so it feels a little more comfortable. And we're going to see if you can increase the intensity of your workouts, and if that starts to trigger a little bit more of a reduction in body fat.
Okay. So the plan going forward is increase my carb a little bit and then increase my intensity in the workouts a little bit more.
Correct.
Just one more question, and this is, again, maybe just being in health and wellness and bodybuilders, but why are we not doing kind of like a low burn, like you see bodybuilders like do cardio or the walk or do Stairmaster for like hours on end to cut. So like, why are we not adding that into my program?
We've been using this a lot recently as the KISS, keep it simple,
Yeah,
stupid.
uh-huh.
I don't like to add in too much too soon, and we are still in like the kind of beginner phase of
Yeah.
this. So I want to reduce the amount of variables I'm playing with.
Uh-huh.
Right now I know very specifically the time domains, the intensity level, the strength that you're doing, so I have a better understanding of what we need to manipulate. I do see us doing some low zone
Cardio.
work in the future, but I want to get your muscle mass up first. I
Yeah.
think that the priority is muscle growth right now.
Yeah, I would say, I mean, my muscle growth, I mean, if you look at my app, I've lost 2 pounds of muscle since like 2 years ago. So it's so hard to fucking gain 2 pounds of muscle. It's insane.
It's very, very
It's
hard.
so fucking hard.
So, yeah, once we
Which
get
goes
to
back
that-
to that fucking dumb myth of like women being like, if I lift weights, I'm gonna get
Yeah.
big and bulky. I'm like, dude, I am fucking deadlifting 300 pounds right now.
You're big and bulky for other reasons.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm not gaining any faster muscle, and I've been doing this for fucking 3 months now. I'm not gaining any, I mean, got a little bit of muscle, but not much. Not
Yeah.
much, like maybe half a pound, if that.
Yeah, I also this leads me to something that I was actually going to talk to you about. Is I think we need to schedule one of the DEXA scans for
Yeah.
both of us so we can get more precise data.
Yeah. And there's one, this is free advertisement. They should sponsor our podcast, though.
We'll send them this and then see if we can get
Yeah.
free out of it.
But it's like only $100. It's like,
It's not that
it's
bad.
just down
They're
in
down the
Inwood,
street.
just down the street. I will actually, I'm going to book that today because this is our off
Yeah,
day.
I'll book mine as well.
But yeah, like it's just so interesting that I've stalled, and I think it's really important for people out there to remember. It's one, this is why you have a professional like you helping people like me. I'm a professional, and I'm a little spirally right now.
It also, even when you know that things take consistency and time, it's still easy to spiral and to make too many adjustments too soon. And I've, on the whiteboard at my gym, I used to always put a little drawing that I would to help kind of like show what people will
Illustrate.
see. Illustrate is the word I was looking
Yeah.
for. Illustrate.
Words are hard.
Words are hard sometimes. All I've been doing is using words today. And that the graph would be, a straight kind of line, a slight change, and then I would put, this is where people quit, and then right on the other side, this is when results happen.
Yeah.
So people tend to quit a little bit too early, or not quit, change things too early. And everyone's different. Like sometimes it takes people 4, 5,
Yeah.
6 weeks of consistency before they see the results of that. So don't make adjustments earlier than 2 weeks. That's the minimum.
Yeah. And then one more question, which is this belly fat. Like, what the fuck?
They call it stubborn belly fat for a reason.
Why? I feel like my jeans are feeling a little bit better, but they're still a little tight. Like, what is going on?
It's the last thing that's
Why,
going to go.
though? Why does it take so long?
Because that is an area of the body that fat storage is the most unwilling to relinquish.
Yeah. I mean, look.
And you can't spot reduce.
No, you can't spot reduce.
So you just have to keep being consistent. And we've talked about this is, your body likes homeostasis.
Right.
So you give it stimulus for a long enough time and you keep that set point long enough, it will become the new norm.
Right.
We both went through some challenging, stressful times where our bodies became used to a version of ourselves that we didn't like. And now we're working our way out of it. But it's going to take longer.
Yeah.
And I think this morning I said something like closer to 6 months, I think, before you really start to see change there.
Fuck. So we're talking about June, July is when.
In time for summer, man.
I mean, we're in midsummer at that point.
Summer bodies are made in the winter.
Fuck. I started in January. So you're saying I should be ready for summer of 2026?
26, yeah.
Fuck. Just in time for the Olympics, the Winter Olympics. Is it the Winter Olympics in 2026?
Yeah, the winter.
Yeah, it's the Winter Olympics. Anyways, that's an update, and
You get to eat more carbs. That's the good news.
I mean, I heard I can go pig out on
Rice,
Sundays.
baby.
rice, baby. And we're out.